This is Picky's official presence on my channel. Hello everybody, my name is Picky. And I'm the cutest thing in the whole entire world. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about my experience of applying to management consulting jobs. I know how many people, at least from my university, wanted to pursue this career path, and I know how difficult it is, especially for the past few years. It's been even more difficult to get a management consulting job, especially as a graduate. Even if you go to a top university, it's still really difficult, very competitive. So I thought, because I've already gone through this experience myself, why not share anything I learned along the way with you guys? It might be helpful to some of you also thinking of this career path. If you've still not done your research on the application process of a typical management consulting job, please do so. Nothing helps more than just searching on Google just the most simplest questions like, what is the application process for a typical management consulting job? Or what are case study interviews? Or what is a typical case study interview example? It can help a lot, especially if you're new and thinking of different career paths. It's definitely really helpful to do your own research before anything else. Please don't be disappointed if you've not managed to get an offer from a big management consulting firm right after graduation. It's really difficult. Obviously, if you have, then well done to you. But if you haven't, please don't be disappointed. Please try again. If you want something, you will definitely achieve it. Whatever I tell you is just based off my experience and what I learned throughout this experience of applying to jobs. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It would help my channel grow a lot, and I would appreciate it so much. Okay, I applied to over 60 jobs last September for graduate jobs, graduate programs, and obviously balancing that and also the last year of uni and final year projects and the modules I had to complete was not easy, but it was very much doable. There were many instances where I thought, it's just not gonna work, I'm not gonna have a job at this point, like I just want to have any job. There were many instances where I thought, I'm just not gonna have a job next year, like it's just not gonna work, because you have to apply to so many different jobs, and imagine you will get so many rejections because it only takes one company. I applied to 60 jobs. That means I had to get 59 rejections for me to then end up having one job. So it was definitely at times difficult mentally as well, not just having to balance my uni work and job applications, but also having that pressure of having a job at the end of graduation was also not easy. But I want to share with you my 3 main takeaways or tips that I think might be helpful to you if you are thinking of applying to management consulting jobs. To make it easier for me to explain, I will divide the application process into 3 sections of CV, cover letter, and a case study interview. Starting off with CV, to strengthen your CV, especially if you've not had management consulting internship experience, which by the way would be very helpful. So if you're in your 2nd or 3rd year of university, try and apply for an internship. But if you've not had that, then you can still do these pro bono consulting experiences, which is open to students who are looking to pursue a career in management consulting. I've done mine with CCN, which is a consulting society ran by Cambridge students. So you basically go through a small application process of sending your CV, cover letter, maybe an interview, maybe creating some slides and sending it to them. And if you're accepted, then you will be put in a group of 6 to 8 students, and there will be a company that you will look into and answer a question of, which gives you a feel of a real life consulting project. It's really good for your CV, but it's also really good for yourself to get a feel of what the job of a consultant is on a smaller scale. Projects usually are 8 to 10 weeks. I did mine with CCN, like I told you. There is also Imperial also has a consulting society that does these consulting projects for the students, but any student from any uni, I believe, can apply. There's also this other one called Impact Consulting, I think. So definitely give these a look up, either on LinkedIn or on Google. See when their next project is. you to apply. Another tip for your CV is send in your CV to as many people as you can just to get their opinion on your CV. Ask them to read your CV in 8 seconds or 10 seconds and see if they can get an overall idea of all your experiences, anything that's meaningful to a company. You can also do that yourself. Try to read your CV in 8 seconds and see if it's readable or understandable and if your key experiences are highlighted properly. The second tip is about your cover letter, or there will be some application questions depending on what company you apply to. As you put your personal details like name, surname, email address, they also ask you some other questions like, why are you applying to this company? Why do you think you're a great candidate for this role? Or why should we hire you? And sometimes these questions are the first steps of application, so you can't even apply unless you answer these questions. Usually these companies just rely on your answers to those questions and don't require a cover letter. But regardless whether you have to upload a cover letter or answer those questions, you have to tell them specific things to convince them that you are a good candidate for that role, that you want to work for that company for a particular reason because you like something about them, and that you like that role that you're applying to and you want to do that job. So for example, in management consulting, it would be why you would be good as management consultant, why you want to do management consulting in the first place, and why with that particular company. This is probably the most time-consuming step of your application and probably the least enjoyable step. It gets to a point where you're like, I just don't know what to say. Like, I just want to get a job. What do you mean why I want to work for your company? But there is a way to go about writing those answers that will increase your chance of getting that job. When talking about yourself, definitely highlight the skills you've gained by getting involved in different activities at uni, if you've done an internship, any experience you've had in life for the past 2 to 3 years. For every skill you've gained, you need to give a reason and you need to give an activity you've done in order to gain that skill. You can't just say, I'm hardworking, I'm a problem solver, I work well under pressure, I'm a team worker, and not actually give a reason for those skills. You need to justify why you have those skills. When you want to talk about the company, I think this paragraph of your cover letter, or when you're answering the application questions, it might be one of the more difficult questions to write an answer for. Try to stay away from ChatGPT or example answers that are out there. Use those sources out there to get an idea of how you should write it, but the only way you can stand out is by researching the company, literally going on their website or their YouTube channel, reading articles about them. That shouldn't really take more than half an hour to an hour of your time, just to get an understanding of what that company does, what interesting projects they've been involved in recently, and what makes them attractive as an employer, and take some of those points that is attractive to you and write about them. Also, a quick little tip, you can improve your answer endlessly. Like, there is no perfect answer. You can spend hours and days and weeks improving your paragraphs or your answers or your cover letter, but there is a certain point you need to stop and think, okay, this is what I'm going for. I remember at times I would spend days and days on one cover letter or one application question, and it would take so much of my time and brain power that I just had to get to a point where I was like, this is it, this is what I'm uploading. You need to learn the balance of it being good and also managing your time properly, because there's not only one job you're applying to. Remember, if you want a job in management consulting, you need to apply to as many as you can. Tip number 3 is about case study practicing. I know that this is scary to a lot of people, but obviously practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you will get. Of course, it does matter how much you know your stuff and how much practice you've had, but in general, a lot of it is also based on luck. With case studies as well, it really depends on the relationship you build with that interviewer on that day, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't practice and prepare in advance for our interviews. So the way I went about practicing case studies was, when I was first clueless about the whole thing and didn't even know what case studies are, I started from YouTube. It's such a great source of watching mock interview examples. If you just search management consulting case study mock interviews, big companies like Bain and McKinsey have so many videos on like different case studies and how you will be interviewed and how you should answer. Definitely, if you don't know what case studies are at all, search them on YouTube. I've got a few PDF documents filled with case studies as well, so if you would like them, please send me a message or comment down below and I will send them to you. But yeah, first get an idea of what case studies are. Then you want to practice by yourself. So you want to read the case study and then answer it. So be the interviewer and the interview both yourself. Then you want to find other people to practice with. You can find these people at your university, online, at networking events, on LinkedIn, your friends, peers who are also looking to apply to management consulting jobs. You can pair up with them and practice case studies. One person can become an interviewer, the other the interviewee, and switch. That's about it. I can't really think of anything else. I hope you found the few tips I've shared with you helpful, and if you have any questions, comment down below. I will try my best to answer them. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comment section as well. I would love to know if I've been able to help any of you out there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon on my work vlogs, coming very soon, starting in September. See you soon. Bye.